What's going on, guys? Greeds, RL Coaching here. I'm an SSL, I'm a coach. I want to teach people how to actually play this game at not just a Grand Champ level, at an actual SSL level and beyond. And in this first video, I'm going to teach basically how I believe rotations work. I'm going to break it down, I'm going to make it simple, and hopefully by the end of this, you should understand rotations at a very, very high level. So we're going to start off with a game. This is like a diamond level threes game, and then after we're going to watch a high level game, so we're going to show you how these things apply to a high level game. Okay, so here we go. So my core ideology on how rotations work is essentially we need to work out whose go it is to go for the ball. That is the most important thing in rotations, is we just need an order for who needs to go for the ball. And a lot of people say, well, we can use communication. And that's true. But communication is bad for a couple of reasons, right? Communication is very slow. I should be writing this down. Communication, right, I'll say comms, is slow, right? Rocket League is an extremely fast-paced game. I'm sure you know that. And by the time it takes you to analyze the information, speak it, and then the other person to hear it and understand it, literally, even if this is 0.5 seconds, in Rocket League, that is ginormous. That is so, so big, right? So communications are very slow. So we only use communications when we really, really have to. But also, for solo queue, we don't have communications. We don't get this, right? So we need to work out a way to determine who needs to go for this ball without communications. And I like to use a system which everyone else uses, right? First, second, and third man. And if you're unfamiliar, first man, second man, third man, it's just a way of saying like first man go for the ball first, second man will go for the ball after, third man will go for the ball after all of that. And the way I like working out where you are in that position is literally just asking of who your teammates you can see. That's it. Who can you see? And so in this example, this player we're looking at can only see one teammate. You can see this player here. That means he is second man. He can only see one teammate. So what this means is it is not his job to go for this ball. It's Hinto's job, right? And the reason this works is because he can see Hinto, but Hinto can't see him. So the onus is on this player to make sure there is no double commit. Because, for example, if Hinto decides not to go for some reason, which would be really bad, obviously Hinto needs to go for this, he can see that he's not going and challenge. If he sees Hinto's going, then he can sit back, right? That is the core concept of rotations. I can see him, but he can't see me. So I have to play around what he does, right? That's how we make sure there's no double commits. So in this situation, Hinto goes. Oopsies. Just great. And I stay, this is correct, on the opposite side of the ball, on the same side of the ball, and I push up. This is correct. Now this is a mistake, and I'll get to that. But that is the core idea of how we know whose it is to go for, right? Watch it from Hinto's perspective. Look, he can't see anyone. So this is first man. He can't see any of his teammates. So he needs to go. By the way, this is assuming that you like are facing the opposition goal, right? But like it honestly still works in like 95% of situations. So he needs to challenge, go, go, go. Challenge, go, challenge, challenge, challenge. Now, this positioning is correct. You sit behind. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back. The other important thing in rotations is that we want to divide. Oopsies. We want to divide the field, sorry, into a half, right? And we want to work out what half the ball is on. So in this situation, the ball is on the right side. And so what that means is we want two players on the right side of the pitch. We want two players on the ball side of the pitch. So I like to say the ball side of the pitch. This being the right side. Third man should always sit on the opposite side. So your third man should be right here. Okay? And I think if I'm not mistaken, yes, our third man is all the way back here. But how do we know that this is third man? He can see both of his teammates. It's that simple. He can see both of his teammates. He's third man. It is honestly that simple. Now, like I said, third man should be way, way, way further up. Third man should be about here, right? And the idea being, let's zoom out again. The reason we overload 2 people on the ball side is because obviously we need more people on the ball side because that is the area of play. Also because generally is this man will challenge, and hopefully if it's an okay challenge, the ball will 50-50 sort of here, here, whatever. Maybe it'll stay right in the middle, or maybe he'll get beaten and he'll get flicked and we have someone to immediately attack the ball to keep pressure. The point of the third man is sometimes that doesn't happen. What if the ball flies off in this direction? What if this guy isn't bad at the game and decides to dribble it this way and clear it this way? If we don't have a player here, then they're going to get a free possession. And in a high level, if you give, like honestly, past Grand Champ 2, if you give a player a free wall play, they will do something with it. So it's very, very important that we have someone occupying the opposite side of the pitch to where the ball is. That is third man's job. But let's think of the situation where the ball does go across to the other side of the pitch. Well, what happens there? So, what should happen is Hinto should challenge, throw himself at it, right? That's first man's jobs. Throw yourself at it. But let's say he throws himself at it and the ball flies off in this direction. Okay, well, it's all good. We have third man here. So third man is now going to become first man because he is now not going to be able to see any of his teammates because he's going to be facing this way. OT Nerd is then going to, because Hinto is going to be out of the game, right? So he's going to fly off in this direction. OT Nerd is going to be third man in that situation because he is going to see both of his teammates, right? He has the line of sight. So what that means is he is going to rotate around and become second man. Then Hinto, as he does his challenge, he's going to rotate out this way, turn in this way, and become third man. Maybe he'll collect the mid boost on the right side of the pitch. Maybe he'll just collect the middies here. But the point is now, Hinto will become third man if the ball goes on the opposite side of the pitch. It is that simple. This is how rotations work at an SSL level. It's honestly how they work at a professional level, to be honest with you. It is that simple. You just need to think about who you can see. And if you can see no one, your first man, you just need to challenge the ball. If you're second man, right, you need to fill in based on what happens on first man's challenge. Like I said, if the ball, let me delete all this because this looks, right. Like I said, if the ball spills out this way, it is second man's job. If the ball flies off in this direction, then second man needs to rotate out, become second man over here. This guy will then become third man as our third man originally has become first man, okay? And it's all because of who you're going to be able to see, right? So, and this is what people don't understand about rotations, is they see rotations as like a very linear thing. And they see rotations as, it's like a flow chart, right? And they see it as, this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and then this happens. And this must happen every single time. But that is not how rotations work at a high level. Rotations are free flowing. Okay, and this is why champ players, they often go, I can rotate, I can rotate, my teammates suck, right? And it's not true at all because they see rotations as such like a linear thing. The whole idea in that I can see, who can I see sort of thing is that because first man can't see anyone, but second man and even more third man can see, it is up to them to make sure the rotations happen. Because if, let's say, first man decides to challenge, right? If first man decides to throw himself at it, then second man can see that that's happening. He can go, oh my god, my first man is challenging, so I should not challenge, right? Because that will be a double commit. If first man decides, oh, actually, I don't think I have enough boost to challenge here, I'm just going to rotate out, then second man can go, oh, my first man is rotating out, I'm about to become first man because he's going to drive past me and I can't see anyone. I'm going to challenge now. what's the correct thing, right? Should first man challenge in that situation, or should first man run away? It's situational. It's entirely situational, right? There's so many variables. Boost, right? You got like boost, positioning, right? Okay, ignore that spelling, right? You got momentum, right? All of these are so important to determine whether or not first man is able to challenge in that situation. So if he doesn't want to challenge, fair enough. We play around that. So if first man ever challenges a ball and second man also challenges it, it is almost always second man's fault. Why? Because first man can't see second man, but second man can see first man. So the onus is on second man to make sure the rotations work. Okay? And then quadruple onus is on third man because he can. Okay, sorry, I'm absolutely like, I'm just, looks like chicken scratch right now. Third man can see everything. Everything, everything, everything. Okay? So it is so, so important to understand that concept. All right? Right now, just always think my teammate can't see me, but I can see him. So I need to play around what he does. Okay? Because he doesn't know what I'm doing, but I know what he's doing. All right? So now I'm going to switch to a, this is a like a champ game. I'm going to switch to a game I played a couple years ago where there are professional players in it. I'm going to show you that that logic still applies. Okay, so this is a great game to use. Our opponents are, this is an SSL lobby. My opponents, Super Lucky and Kami, two people have played at World Championships. Okay, so this is a high level lobby and the logic is still going to apply. As you see, it's I start flipping to the left. The reason I start flipping to the left is I see TK and Fades are on the left. The ball is also on the left. So now, as third man, I can see them, they can't see me. It is my job to make sure the rotations work. So I need to occupy the space which is not being occupied, which is the opposite side of the pitch. So you'll see as I do that. But then, as I was saying, as Fades has challenged the ball, he's thrown himself at it. By the way, I should say, this replay's a little old. I'm too far away from the play. I should be about, just in case you're confused, I should be about here. I'm way too far away and I should be pointed closer. But anyways, the logic still applies. So, as I can see, Fades throws himself at the ball as first man, and then he starts rotating to the right. We'll see that. Now, like I said, I'm third man. I can see both my teammates. I'm gonna drill that into your brains. Who can I see? Both my teammates. I'm third man. So I need to occupy the space because I see Fades. My teammate is now driving to the right. So he's going to occupy the opposite side of the pitch. So I start driving to the left. So now we have two people on the left side of the ball and one person on the right. That's correct. Now, the ball, like I said, is pinched off. So now it's going to happen again, right? I can now only see one teammate. I've now become second man, right? And you'll see, I don't challenge the ball. And the reason I don't challenge the ball is because I can see Fades. I know he's going to challenge. I've now become second man. And I know I don't even have to look. I would bet a lot of money, right? Oh, my teammate is on the opposite side of the pitch. Okay, he's become third man. We are not in comms by this. This is a solo queue game, right? And it's that simple. Okay. We see Fades challenges. TK pushes up, and now I've become third man, right? Because yet again, I can see both my teammates. Also, my teammates attempted an infield. Obviously, my third man on the opposite side of the pitch is going to be the one that wants to go for this. Alright, and this is just a final example here. Yet again, I see both my teammates. I'm third man. I can see that they're overloading one side of the pitch. So I stay on the opposite side of the pitch. I promise you, if you put a Grand Champ 1 in this lobby, in my position here, they're going for this ball. They're 100% going for this ball. And they're going to go, I understand rotations, right? I understand rotations. I'm not going for this ball. And the reason I'm not going for this ball is I'm going to say it again. I can see Fades. Fades can't see me. Right? And like I said, I'll look at it. Oh, Jesus. Oops. Let's look at it from his perspective. He can see TK, he can't see me. So he goes. And I'm aware of that. The onus is on me. Right? Which is why I don't challenge. I stay on the opposite side of the pitch. And I end up dusting Super Lucky here for a goal. Alright, I'm just going to use this clip to fully highlight my point. So, Fades is obviously first man, right? Let's watch it from his perspective. He can't see anyone, so he's first man. That's why he's going for the ball. Ends up doing a nice pop. He keeps challenging. Why does he keep challenging? He can't see any of his teammates. He's first man. Let's watch this from my perspective. Right, I get the boost. I turn. Why do I turn on the? Why do I not turn towards my goal? I can see TK is on the opposite side of the pitch, so I'm going to operate on the same side of the pitch as the ball. We fill in the gaps. This is what I mean by rotations of fluid. I am turned the wrong direction here, but this is great. I can see one teammate. I'm second man, and TK is going to be third man, and we can just double confirm that. He can see both of us. Okay? That simple, right? And then always remember, divide the pitch up into, whoopsies. Divide the pitch up into a half, right? And it's important to note, okay, I'll get into this in another video, but it doesn't have to be down the line. Like, it can be like sort of like here as well, right? But just for simplicity's sake, divide into a half, work out which side of the pitch the ball is on. If it's on the left side, you put 2 people on the left side, 1 on the right. Okay, if it's on the right side, it's the other way around. Overload the ball side of the pitch. Third man is always on the opposite side. I think that's about it, guys. So if you have any questions, just comment. I'll answer them. I hope this helps out. I feel like I maybe didn't drum on enough about how rotations are fluid. I can make another video on that. But I hope it helps you work out where you are in that order and the importance of just don't be so like frustrated at your teammates if they do something you don't want them to do, because ultimately that someone who's good at rotations, like if you chuck me, an SSL player, into a champ 1 lobby, there'll be basically no double commits for my team. Even if my teammates don't know how to rotate, because I know how to rotate. And if one person is actually good at rotating, it makes it so easy for your teammates.